Yo, yo, what's happening, family? Collective, salute to the chosen. Y'all already know. Salute to the Most High and the ancestors and the spiritual team. We back at it once again. You know, it's very interesting that that ain't too long got off work, so people might be like, yeah, well, look at this and look at that. Yeah, look at this and look at that. Here's the thing, right? Um, listen to the message from the Most High talking about shaking things up. Your enemies always continuously to feel and think that they're untouchable, no matter if it's gossip, slander, manipulation, rather it's betrayal, rather it's plotting, rather it's putting on that mask. You know what I mean? Um, in all actuality, nothing's actually gonna ever work, even with the temporary moments they've had to sit back and laugh. He really don't. God ain't really showed me the laughing part, but I get it from the other chosen talking about that. But I can imagine people laughing like, "Ha ha! Look at them. Look how they feel and look what they're going through." But see, chosen beings are very solid. They're unbreakable because they are the essence of the Most High. That's why the chosen beings are unbreakable. And you have witches and warlocks and regular people that will try to see things they've done on people in the past. They feel that very confidently, which I don't blame them. If it's work, then it should work on anybody, right? But we don't hate witches and warlocks and wizards and sorcerers and anybody else who indulge in this, this crazy stuff. We just understand that being a genuine person and having a good heart is very important, not only for the soul and not only for self-love for self, but also the importance of the universe. That's all the universe provides. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the universe do have a dark side, but that's for those people who take that time to manipulate that. And you can use the dark side to protect yourself as well for those who don't understand the dark side. But, you know, I know like a lot of time when I'm speaking or other chosen or other people in general speaking, people look at us like we're crazy and like, how dare them? They got a lot of guts to say the things that they're saying, but in all actuality, the reality is that we understand that nobody can defeat the Most High, and man get their lifeline from the Most High. So they try to present themselves, resiliently to others that they are official, they top tier, and nothing can top them or touch them. But in all actuality, the Most High give life to light and dark. You know what I mean? So light and dark just mean good and bad, and people have their free will to choose if they want to convert over. Especially when when you see a child or adult that actually all they do is wickedness. You know what I'm saying? So you have that option to actually transition from that to being in divine light, and then of course the ones that's in divine light transition over to the darkness because they don't want to wait on God or whatever the explanation may be. But I'm here to tell you it's the worst mistake you can ever meet, do, done, however words you want to add to it. Because at the same time, that's that same back that you turn from the Most High is the same back you're going to need to turn back around, but will be in a situation where you can't turn back around and actually get that forgiveness or actually get that, the word I'm looking for, we're going to use restored. And restored just means actually being renewed. So by that being said, you just crossed all your T's and you relied on whatever it may be. People rely on objects, they rely on spirituality, meaning spiritual work, or they rely on other people or other resources because people are in certain places, but God give them that position just to test them to see what they're willing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people fail and it's a lot of people that pass, but at the end of the day, the point is this. It's not going to be a long uh, process, but it's going to be enough for you guys to get what you need to get out of this. And the reality is Never cross the Most High, never cross anybody who really a true follower of the Most High. It doesn't matter what their race is. You know, the only racism that exists is humans. You're a man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High don't believe in racism and discrimination. If that case, you will only see one bloodline or AKA race out here. So, you know, that man-made stuff is, you know, the sad part about that is that people really fall for this racism stuff. They really fall for, well, I don't like this person, I don't like that person, I don't like this race and this and that third. But in all actuality, there's people of that race that like you. There's people of that race that actually supports you, that loves you unconditionally, versus your own race that you say that you will go all the way out for. Your own race won't even go out all the way out for you. You see what I'm saying? I just want to jot that in there real quick, like. But you know, we talking about the Most High shaking things up. So at this time, we have the witches and warlocks. They continuously to do their spell work like they normally do, and none of it's working. I go through it all the time. It's like all day. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain way, a certain thing that the Most High allows me to know when I'm being spiritually attacked. And you know, also for the record, people say spirituality is devil worship and all that. No, it's not, because everybody represents spirituality regardless. Before religion even presented itself, spirituality always been the forefront for those who don't know. And if you don't believe me, go do your homework. Now, I always tell people, don't believe nothing I say, always do your homework. You know what I'm saying? What's good with it, y'all? What's up, Ash? Make sure y'all hit that follow, subscribe. I had 3 people unsubscribe, but you know, we ain't tripping. We growing. In order to grow the channel, man, it's very important for people to subscribe. It doesn't hurt. It's free. It doesn't hurt for a free like. It doesn't hurt for a free a comment. And it most definitely don't hurt to actually ask questions and concerns that you may have in your life. Now, if y'all want consultation, you got to let me know, and we can actually set up a date, and we can do that. Of course, it's going to be a little fee. Ain't nobody going to charge you a lot of money for it, but just know that the message is going to come from the Most High, and they're going to be accurate information. And I mean, you can underestimate it, but I promise you, you're not going to miss the mark. What's good with it, Scott? So, I'm just here. You know, I've been meaning to get on here, but I've been a little busy, and I had did a short last night, letting people inform and let them know I'm gonna jump on here. You know, I know that people who come on here, everybody's not for me. I get it. Entertainment and the facts, and as a truth teller, is for any and everybody. I never cared or had a concern about haters. Haters is a good thing. That means you're doing something well, but the goal is with haters is actually to trigger them to actually be a better person. So if I got to continuously speak the truth for people to be a better person, that's what I'm going to continuously to do, because that's in your best interest versus the interest that you have decided right now in your life that actually is not working for you. You can't conform. Why can't we conform? Because it's not working. I don't mean you go out there and be crazy and do crazy stuff. You know, you need to have structure. You need to follow the Most High. You need to ask the Most High, what is it I need to do today in my life? Or what is it I need to do in my life today so I can make it better for the future? Of course, there's a lot of habits, addictions, you know what I'm saying, that comes from the patterns of your ancestors. You know what I mean? So that's where a lot of us have gotten our bad habits from our ancestors. For those who were disobedient, that wasn't focused, that most definitely indulged in a lot of different things and a lot of dark things. So, you know, I've always seen the fact that people be upset about people who actually practice, you know, spirituality, but all our ancestors practiced spirituality and so forth, so on. And with that being said, in all actuality, it's a contradictory statement or opinion or a view of others. Like, well, I wasn't raised that way. The reason why you wasn't raised that way, because there was a choice of the tradition not to go that way. But the tradition, not only that, but many other different traditions exist in your bloodline, because there were ancestors that practiced spirituality, and they also practiced witchcraft and all kinds of other shit, worshiping demons. And you know, I advise y'all who actually like to touch yourself, I advise you to stop doing that. And the reason why you stop doing that, because what you don't understand and know is that regardless of your vibration, whether it's high or rather it's low, so 9 out of 10 your vibration is low, because you have to really get discernment to understand when your vibration is low and when it's high, is that you're actually allowing demons to enter your body and enter your home and cause chaos in your home. And so there's a thing they call sex energy. You may see people on YouTube talk about it. You may run into somebody physically that talks about it. And it's really something that people shouldn't practice doing, even though you can manifest off of it. But people misuse it in the wrong way, which is in a negative way. And I just advise people not to do it, because people can siphon your energy, which means they can take your birthright, your inheritance. They also could take your love life. If you got a love life good and it's going well, your finances, your health, all of that stuff. Even your spiritual gifts. Everybody on the planet has spiritual gifts. They just don't know how to use them because they don't believe that it's possible. And then, of course, based on the doctrines that they've been passed down generational, and along with the traditions. Should you soon what? So, you know, at the end of the day, it's very important to understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to understand that surrounding yourself around the right people is very important. So therefore, not only your frequency and vibration can be in the right setting, but also your mindset, your emotions, you know, your goals, you know, that motivation that you desire, being resilient. Another word is perseverance, getting through the storm, that you have a supportive system. Your supportive system, 9 out of 10, if you don't have family members that support you, it's going to be other people that you end up meeting. There's always been this saying, believe them when they show you who they are. Believe that, because if you end up underestimating what you see, which is the truth, then you're going to end up dealing with some consequences that may let your possibility that you can lose your life. I'm not saying none of these things are fear. I'm saying these things as factual facts that has happened, that do happen, and can happen to others. And so when we look at the Most High shaking things up, we have to look at the Most High shaking it on both sides, the dark and the light. The Most High shaking things up on the light side, waking people up to the version that they deserve to be and who they should be, and not think like the norm or the conform individuals who follow the crowd. To be honest with you, a lot of those people are stuck in cycles, and they're stuck, and I hate to use the word losing, but in all actuality, it's losing, because there's a lot of time wasted thinking following the path of someone who's introducing them to something actually is the truth. You know, let's be honest here. A lot of people are very prone to people who are in the spotlight, but in all actuality, people that's in the spotlight is the wrong people. You see what I'm saying? They are the wrong people. They always have been the wrong people. You know, it's crazy and interesting that I learned this as a child, that why would I keep following or look up to somebody else? It was crazy. I was very super young, probably like 7 or 8, maybe 9 years old. Why am I looking up to somebody else when I can look up to myself? See, this is what happens when we forget ourselves. We forget ourselves and we abandon everything. And, you know, those triggers that happen when we abandonment issues from other people, well, we're doing it to ourselves, so we attract those type of people who would trigger us to heal those abandonment issues that we abandoned ourselves, so therefore we can actually understand that that's not what we deserve or want, and then we also will reject those who would attempt to do it. So, you know, I love the Most High. And there's more messages to come, man. And, you know, one of the things I understand, and I don't really talk about the witches and warlocks as much, but and celebrities and stuff like that, because they are irrelevant. And the reason why I do that, because they want to be relevant. In all actuality, I know what they be doing. They want to see what they're doing and see if it worked. But in all actuality, it don't work. It doesn't even matter. You know, like last year was a crucial time. Shouts out to them. They did their big one. Feel me? It was a lot of stuff, man. Some of that stuff I've never experienced And I can't say that I can explain it, but it takes time to explain some of the stuff. And that means going back, reflecting on it, because there was so many crazy things and so many crazy events that happened that wasn't normal. You know, for people like us who don't bother people and stuff like that, we didn't deserve none of that. And all those collectives, which is yourself and whomever else, didn't deserve some of the things that you've already experienced. And you're trying to figure out, well, why am I going through this? I'm not a bad person, I'm not messing with anybody. But it's not even about that. The people want to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? They want to mess with you, and they want to make sure that they feel good, because the only way they can feel good is actually messing with you and see your demise. But they know the universal laws. They know how this thing works, and nobody can have sympathy for them, and the Most High is not going to answer them because they already know. You know what they could have done with their gifts and their talents and the knowledge that they end up learning and reading about, and also the demonstrations that was actually mastered over time of repetition, is that they could have did that for the, you know, the good for the, not only universe but also humanity. They could have did that. They didn't want to do that, so they did wicked things. They was easily bribed, manipulated. Some was convinced because they wanted to do it and test their gifts and powers, or test some new type of gift and power, and they were very resilient. But they underestimated one thing. And that one thing is, it's not that they don't believe in the Most High, they do, they just refuse to respect the Most High. So it's a difference. So, you know, the Most High most definitely demand respect, whether you the easy way or the hard way. The Most High is not coming down asking people, do you believe in me? He's already got plenty of examples of people who actually see the Most High and have the miracles of results. You know what I'm talking about? So by the Most High allowing those examples, that already proves to others that the Most High exists. And those who speak about of the Most High, you'll know the difference between those who are fraud and those who are not. And if you're confused about any of that, that's when you go to the Most High to show you the truth through any situation. It could be anything. You know, I don't have to name a list. You can think of anything, but to kind of give you an example to get you started, just in case you be like, well, I don't know what he's talking about. Relationships, jobs, a person, a place, a thing. Should I go do this right now, or should I wait, or should I not do it at all? A lot of people have gotten mad over the Most High based on him saying no. Them no's is a good thing. I used to be like that, like, cause I'm like curious, like why can't I have this, or why can't I have that? Why I can't go here and go there? And I learned over time that the Most High don't miss the mark, and now on top of that, he knows what's best and he sees everything. So I always trust the Most High, man. It's in my best interest, as well as anybody else who choose. If not, you know, so mote it be. To those who fit the category, we wish them the best. And the best is really not what's going to happen. Just being honest, because you need the Most High to help you. When you don't have a human or relative, family member, friend, acquaintance, a job, not a job, but a person from the job, or a stranger, whatever, that can assist you, the Most High is always there, through the good, through the bad, through the ugly, whatever. The Most High loves you unconditionally. Human or humanity don't love you unconditionally. They make the same mistakes, if not worse. And they want you to look up to them when they make those mistakes as is a good thing, or the betrayal. That's not how it works. They can want it to work that way, but that's not how it works. See what I'm saying? Shouts out to the beauty magic, you know what I mean? Beauty magic is to shape somebody to look a certain way that they actually don't. So I be seeing my body, especially my facial shape, in many different ways. 1 minute slim, next minute fat, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, fat looking, whatever. It doesn't matter. I still love myself, so it don't even matter. Like my puffy eyes and stuff. I usually only have puffy eye, but this is what you call spell work. Yeah, the spell work is to make people or make self feel unattractive. I love myself, so it don't even matter. If that was the case, I wouldn't even get on cam. And I'm saying that for those in the back, not for those in the front. Those in the back mean the haters. And you know, I know about the exes and the relatives. They be in here or they send somebody. I know about all that. I just don't talk about it. It's just, they are irrelevant. They made a decision, and I have made final judgment on the decision that they have been made that I overlooked or I refuse to accept, past or present. It's accepted. They are forgiven, and I moved on. I don't actually need them. In all actuality, if I was to talk about the limitless things I've accomplished around them and the absence of them, in all actuality, I don't need them at all. All of us in this flesh vessel avatar are capable of doing things without other people. We are capable. It's just that people don't know how to get started. Some people are scared. Some people are lazy. Some people are manipulators. And some people are users. And some people are just fraud. You know what I mean? But either way it go, the Most High gonna teach everybody a lesson. And that lesson is gonna be a lesson that many are not gonna forget. I don't talk about the powers that were. People like, well, who's the powers that were? The people who hide behind the scenes that call the shots and stuff like that. They weak people. They ain't got no power for real. And people get their power away. So that's why it seems like these people are outstanding when it come down to you comparing yourself with them, because you may look at it and say, well, they got this and they got that and they got that and they got this and I don't have this and that and that and this. You don't even know how they got that stuff. And it's good that you not even having any of those things, because a lot of those people, good 90-some%, lower their morals and their integrity and the respect and many other different things just to get the position. Don't get fooled by what you see people have. You don't even know how they got them. So when, you know, the name of this broadcast, of course, God shaking things up, just me speaking the truth about things that people tend to really don't know or ignore or really don't have a lot of information about. You know what I mean? So in all reality, you know, it's best for you to be able to give the opportunity to present itself, so therefore you'll know. You know, you get to learn something today versus many others find other things to occupy their time. We got the mosquitoes out, y'all. So you already know the mosquitoes at its finest. You know what I mean? It's doing what it do. Love is the key, y'all. You want to avoid karma. You want to avoid the things that you see other people go through. Love is the key. Before you can love anybody outside of you, you got to learn to love yourself. And that shadow work is being honest with yourself about the negative things and the things that you hide from others, or you don't care what others actually see about you. Not in shame, but in the fact that you should be able to fix those things, so therefore you can upgrade and ascend and transformation and get what you really want. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I said I was gonna get on here for quite a second. This is enough for now. What I gotta do is start taking notes for the messages for y'all. They be giving me when I'm out and about making some money and stuff like that. But yeah, you gotta just stay prayed up, do your spiritual warfare prayers, read you some Psalms. If you don't know where to get started, hit me with a comment and I can help you out with that. It's for free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it can cost you much more if you choose to just not do anything with the opportunity. And find you some friends that you may need. That you see that may need some help. Send them to the channel. You know what I mean? Tell them to tap in and see what we can do. The goal is for everybody to elevate. For those who want to elevate and those who want to be left behind, so mote it be. That's what it is. We're not waiting on nobody. And that's just like a scary movie where a person about to get killed and they want you to wait and get killed with them. That's not what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, all is well. All is well. But one day I'm gonna get on here and talk about the witches and warlocks. Put y'all on game on some of the stuff that they do. Stuff like that. They do a lot of wicked stuff, man. Shame on them. They do a lot of stuff without your consent. And you're weak. Your enemy's weak because they hide. They don't never show their face while you showing yourself publicly. They know you, but you don't know them. And how we gonna fight, or how I know I got an enemy if you hiding? That's not real beef. Beef is like a person able to identify the beef. That's just the word that's used to identify war. Mosquitoes love some blood, don't they? Remind me of them energy vampires. So make sure y'all stay away from them too. They like mosquitoes. They like blood. They like what they think they deserve, that they never put any work to actually deserve it, but they feel like you don't deserve it because they don't see the type of work that you've been doing behind the scenes. They just think you've just been lazy and shit been handed to you. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm gonna tell your enemies as well, whether it's yours or mine or all above. God don't give you anything unless you work for it. He don't give shit for free. You're gonna work for it, whatever that may be, whether it's love life, finances, rather it's good health, rather it's some type of success of any sort that you want, some type of skill, some type of talent, some type of gift. The Most High ain't giving nothing free. You got to show the Most High that you loyal. And people spread it word around like wildfire. But in all actuality, your actions gonna speak louder than the words. And there's gonna be people that see it and they gonna respect it, and there's gonna be people who don't respect it, but they still see it, but they respect it behind the scenes because they're never gonna tell you, hey man, you know, I know we had some falling out and stuff like that, but man, yeah, congratulations. They're not gonna do any of that. And you don't need them to. That's what your voice is for, your mindset. Meaning your mind is for, to tell yourself, congratulations, a pat on the back, accolades and so forth, so on. Giving yourself the flowers that you deserve. Never wait for anybody outside to give you anything. If you can't give yourself anything, then that tells a lot about you, because at the end of the day, you'll be codependent on other people giving you something that you can naturally give to yourself. Now, if there's assistance of someone outside you that needs to be connected to that statement, then yeah, that makes a lot of sense, but gotta break these curses, y'all. We're gonna get into that about curses. I gotta do a little bit more the way God want me to do this thing, because normally, you know, take notes and stuff like that down and read the notes off or whatever, but it's a lot more to come. So if you enjoy what you've heard so far, or you tend to actually go back and listen to what's been said, you know, make sure you hit that like button, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. It's most definitely appreciated. Like I say, you know, YouTube requires certain things to happen in order for certain things for content creators to actually do more things. So, you know, it's a we, not a me. You know what I'm saying? So, blessing to all, man. It's Ola the Body Obi Sayin. Until next time, remember, God is shaking things up. And the things I haven't talked about is because God haven't put it on my mind to speak on it. But the way God shake, it's unseen anyway. Even if a person told what it's going to be, they're not prepared for it, because you can't prepare for something you don't believe. And then if you are a believer, you still can't prepare for something that can't stop the Most High. There's nothing on the planet can stop the Most High. You can conjure up all the deities, demons, the devil. You can get a bunch of humans together. You can get it paid. You know, you can have money, all that. There's nothing. When I say nothing, there's nothing can beat the Most High. Not nothing. Not nothing. Everything has to shall bow. Everything. Every person, place, and thing shall bow. Right? It's now or later. Holler at you haters later. And shouts out to the real ones. Till next time, Ola the Body Obi Sayin.